warm welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shail Bhatnagar, and also joining us is our special guest Soni Patnaik, AVP Derivatives Research at JM Financial. Welcome Soni, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, the pre-opening rates are already setting in. It's showing a decline of about 173 odd points on the Nifty 22,130 odd levels. How do you see the markets panning out, Soni, today?
Hi, good morning, Sakshi Shailendra. Thank you so much for having me on the show. See, Nifty, Bank Nifty, Nifty, all the three indices, the way they have closed yesterday, it is just the level where there's a severe fight between bears and bulls. For Nifty, if we speak, then 20 to 300 is a level where it is a severe fight because there's a put call ratio which is still hovering around 0.9, indicating that we may or may not see this level getting defended. So I think it will be very important. For any form of short covering in Nifty can only be seen above 22,400, 420 at the bare minimum. Above that, only you can see it heading towards 20 to 550, 20 to 600 levels. If that level is not getting crossed, then the short covering may not come. On the downside, 20 to 170 is an important support. If it breaks, and you can see Nifty sliding further down towards 22,050 as well. So I think these two levels are the key levels to watch out for going ahead. And today's expiry can be quite a volatile expiry in the second half. So if you talk about Bank Nifty on similar lines, 48,000 is a strong support right now, and this is a level where bears are also trying to break the level. So I think it's going to be very paramount for Bank Nifty to hold on to the level and give a closing above 40,200, 300 at the bare minimum. Then you can see it heading towards 48,600. But for Bank Nifty to give you that short covering, it has to cross 49,300, which is approx 1,300 points from current levels, and seems a bit difficult right now for Bank Nifty. So as long as both these resistances for Nifty and Bank Nifty are not getting crossed, it could be a sell on rise. And just watch out for the levels. Avoid any fresh positions at current level. Just wait and watch for the levels to come across.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and so very warm welcome on Market Today. Today is also the weekly expiry of the Nifty, and things are quite painful as far as bulls are concerned. Yesterday's close was flat, absolutely flat, 22,302, and it's a rare event, Sakshi, that the Nifty does nothing at all. It's happened 5 times in the history of the Nifty, and the first time in 7 years. Be that as it may, a lot of building up of shorts happening in HDFC Bank as also Infosys, and the fact that we just might see a short covering on Reliance Industries is what is holding the Nifty up. But pain galore as far as the Lal Street is concerned, and bulls continue to be on the back foot. Very, very quickly, I'll just tell you what we are expecting today. The 50 EMA is where the Nifty is resting. Anything below that becomes a sell. The India VIX is up 27% this week, Sakshi, and that's the most painful point. It's the fear index. The Nifty itself, because it's the weekly expiry, we are just looking at the weekly picture. It's down 1.7%. Now let's look at earnings today, which are going to be impacting the Nifty. It's L&T, it's TVS, and it's Tata Power. These are the reactions that the market will be coming to. The guidance of L&T is very, very strong for the FY25 current financial year, which is looking fairly good, but the margins are at a dip. I'm sure you will give in a lot of numbers. We are also looking forward to earnings coming in from SBI today. They will be in the during the market duration, somewhere like 2 p.m. SBI is already up 14.7%. It's the best performing PSU banking stock in the F&O over the past quarter. And of course, Asian Paints and BPCL. 5 F&O companies will be declaring their earnings, among them Escorts, Punjab National Bank, HPCL, Abbott, and Mahanagar Gas. We'll also keep an eye out on HPCL and BPCL, which will be announcing their bonuses as far as markets are concerned. Sakshi, why don't you paint a picture of what is happening on the US markets? And one point of concern is this consistent selling by foreign institutional investors. Sakshi will give you the data in terms of numbers, but 6 straight days of selling by our foreign friends, and yesterday's number was a huge number. Sakshi.
Absolutely. When we talk about the US markets, the Dow has seen a rise for the sixth consecutive day, but it's the weakness in the tech shares that's weighed on the Nasdaq consistently, and therefore we did see a mixed closing as far as the US markets are concerned. As far as the Asian markets are concerned, we saw a mixed opening ahead of the Chinese trade data, so that will be key to watch out for. So there you have it. You have the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and the S&P 500 flattish trade on the S&P 500, a downtick of about 0.1% on the Nasdaq, and a half odd percent increase as far as the Dow is concerned. Now, as far as the GIFT Nifty is indicating, it's indicated a positive start, but we are seeing a downtake. You're in the pre-opening trading session, about 77 odd points lower right now. FII is importantly, like Shail pointed out, the net sold about 6,699 crore rupees worth of shares, while it's the domestic investors that tried to offset that number. They bought in about 5,928 odd crore rupees worth of shares on May 8th. So that's going to be an important data to watch out for as well. I'm also looking at a whole host of earnings that we are going to be seeing a reaction to. So stocks like Tata Power, we'll see how they are reacting in the pre-opening levels. Remember, on a consolidated year-on-year basis, we did see that the revenue went up about 27 odd percent at 15,846 odd crore rupees. The EBITDA improved by nearly about 21 odd percent. The margins, however, were down 76 basis points at 14.7%. Versus 15.47%, then therefore you do see some downtick coming in as far as the Tata Power shares are concerned. It's down by about 1.6% in the pre-opening trade. The other stock that I'm watching out for is the L&T stock. After the earning consolidated year-on-year numbers display that the revenues were up 15% at 67,079 odd crore rupees. The EBITDA went up by 6 odd percent at 7,234 odd crore rupees. Net profit improved by 12.4%, and the margins came in slightly lower again at 10.8% versus 11.7%. So that's going to be on the L&T. As far as TVS Motors is concerned, the standalone Y-on-Y numbers indicated that the revenue improved by 24 odd percent at 8,169 odd crores. EBITDA improved by 36.2%. So that was better than expectations. Margins were up by 104 basis points at 11.33%. So that's as far as TVS Motors is concerned. Now, of course, we do see 1.3% of an uptick as far as TVS Motors is concerned on the earnings as far as the pre-opening is there. Now, when we talk about some of the other stocks that we are going to be focusing on, it's Reliance Industries. The company has acquired about 100% stake in Reliance Chemicals for 314 odd crore rupees. So we'll just keep an eye out on this one. Bank of Baroda, of course, the Reserve Bank of India has now lifted the restrictions on the bank's mobile app, Bob World. So the company has resumed the onboarding of consumers via the app as well. So that's a bit of a positive. Nuclear Software, I'm keeping an eye out on. The company has approved the appointment of Surya Prakash Kanodia as the CFO of the company. So those are some of the stocks that I'm looking at. Shail.
77 points down as far as the FNO, as far as the pre-open trades are concerned, Sakshi. 22,224. This is a very, very important level. Let's hope, for the sake of this continuing bull market, which has an intermediate correction built into it, this one holds. Nifty at the moment is now at its lowest since April 19th, and the Bank Nifty has settled 44 points lower, 47,976. Remember, it's the first day of a fresh weekly expiry as far as the Bank Nifty is concerned, and of course it is the last day of the weekly expiry for the Nifty. L&T, ladies and gentlemen, it's opening 5% lower, 33.12. Now, this is a cause of concern. Let's get a technical view in as far as L&T is concerned. Sony, for you, what does L&T hold? If you look at the number, it's up 4.7% in the past quarter, but of course, this is before today's opening. What are the charts of L&T telling you?
Sharon, the LNT is opening around the support of 3,300, so it will be quite important to see whether it's breaking the level or not. Because if it's breaking, then you can see it sliding by another 50 odd points, after the opening. However, if it holds the level of 3,300, 30 to 90, and just bounces from those levels, it can come up to 3,400, 3,420. Overall, medium term 3,500 is going to act as a strong resistance, and any sort of short covering can only be seen above, the 3,500 level.
Okay, let's pay attention to a little more stocks that have opened in pre-open. Both the gold financing companies, Muthoot Finance and Manappuram Finance, are showing about a 5% cut in prices within the NSE 500. Let's look at the top gainers. SKF India. Now this is a blowout set of numbers that has come in 11% higher, 5,100. UCO Bank, Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda is something that we need to look at. Sakshi mentioned the reason. For the first time since October 23, bank will be allowed to now upload customers via its digital thoughts. 2.8% higher, 270. Let's look at the FNO space and look at stocks apart from Bank of Baroda. TVS, strong set of numbers, 1.3% higher, 2023. BEL, DLF and HAL are also showing signs of strength. I just need to see what Bharat Forge is doing. The counter was in very strong gains yesterday, up about 15%. Bharat Forge, let me just see where can I find it. That will be in FNO. Okay, I'm sure the price is coming right there in front of you. The earnings were fantastic, and the counter is now about 0.5% higher. Sony, would you have a view on Bharat Forge now at record high?
Of course, yesterday we've seen very strong momentum in Bharat Forge, and it was a good breakout above the level of 1330. So I think that's going to act as a good support in any sort of near-term, near-term correction or profit booking that may or may not be seen. As long as 1330 is held and defended, the stock can definitely head higher towards 1,500 level. So I think any dip, of course, will be a better level to just re-enter, reinitiate longs. Just wait for some dip, maybe a 2% of a dip can be seen, then just re-enter the longs with 1330 as a stop loss.
Okay, got that. Apart from this, on Tata Power, would you have a view? Sony, we have seen, of course, this space, the entire power space in the thick of action, and Tata Power had a lot of consensus buy from a lot of analysts as well. But the earnings somehow have disappointed on the margins front, and therefore we do see a 1.6% downtake. And apart from that, if we also look at the brokerage houses report, I think it's Goldman Sachs that's given a sell rating, and they have given a very sharp downtick as far as the target is concerned. They are giving a target of 240. They also believe that the company has missed the consensus estimates, and going forward from here, the profitability has continued to contract, and Mudra could not offset this as imposition of Section 11 has a broken hedge, and risk reward they believe is unfavorable as of now. How would you look at Tata Power?
Sakshi, Tata Power, I think 460 is a good resistance, and it has been unable to cross those levels. Of course, on the downside, 400 can act as a near-term support, but if it's breaking the support on any case of such negative news, then perhaps it may be difficult for it to recross at 460 highs, and can see lower levels of 380 as well. So as of now, for intraday, 440 is going to be the first level of resistance to watch out for. If it's crossing that, then it may retest 460. However, if it's not able to cross, then it can test lower levels of 415. So I think that's the levels to watch out for on intraday basis.
Okay. And along with this, could you also give us your view as far as one stock which is concerned, and I wanted to talk about RVNL. This is from the railway space. The company has again received an order worth 167 odd crore rupees from Southeastern Railway. We've seen the railway space continuously buzz. On RVNL, the technical charts are seeing some positivity. The stock is up 0.4% in pre-open.
Yes, definitely. RVNL 260, good support. It has held on to those support, and it can test 280 on intraday basis.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's pay attention to the opening quotes. You have the Nifty flat as flat can be, weekly expiry today. 19 points lower, 22,284. A bit of a green tick on the Nifty Bank, third of a percent higher. In the green are the IT index as also the Nifty 500. Nothing great to see as far as opening quotes are concerned. Very quickly, let's look at what the FNO is saying in terms of price reactions. I want to see LNT first. 5% lower, ladies and gentlemen, 3308. Tata Power a percent lower. Now this is a fairly sensible kind of a reaction. 430.75. Let's also look at what's happening as far as TVS Motors is concerned. This is something to be looked at. Good set of numbers, 2.5% higher, 2050. This is something that can be looked at. Okay, very quickly now we'll look at index heavyweights. Okay. Let's look at what HDFC Bank is doing. At the moment, HDFC Bank is flat as flat can be, 1483. How about Infosys? 5 rupees higher, 1432. How about Reliance is 3 rupees 40 lower, 2833. Remember, there was a built up of short positions on both HDFC Bank and Infosys over the last 2 days, as also a bit of short covering on Reliance Industries. Let's see how that pans out. Very quickly within FNO, stocks that are gaining ground, Bank of Baroda 3% higher, 271. Without any further delay, Sony, your view on Bank of Baroda, very very important development as far as its onboarding of customers is concerned online. Your view?
Bank of Baroda, it has held on to support of 260, and that is going to act as a near-term support. If it's holding 260, then perhaps it can be in a range of 260 to 280. Also important to remember that it is due its results tomorrow, so that will also play an impact. I think it's going to just remain in this range until further, sort of data can be formed on the stock.
Okay, we'll also look at Indigo 4120. This is probably heading towards another record high. Lots of problems with its peer Air Express causing positivity on Indigo. 4120 for you. Bank Nifty, ladies and gentlemen, a fresh start, 200 points higher, 48,232. A good comment on Bank Nifty, Sony. After 5 days of consecutive falls and 2000 point correction, you have a green tick.
Yes, definitely, Shailendra. Just the way I've been mentioning in the morning, Bank Nifty, very important that it defends the 48,000 support today. A bare minimum rises to 48,300. Above that, we can see it sustaining towards 48,600, 48,800. Not a lot of positivity from current levels, but at least the support of 48,000 can be expected as a near-term support. I think today's closing will also equally hold the level of importance that 48,000 gets defended.
On the downside, I spot two stocks, Manappuram Finance and Muthoot Finance. Both are seeing a sharp downtick of 8%. Sony, can you help us understand, the key reason behind this sharp downtick? And of course, what do you see going forward from here? There was some fundraise news. Muthoot Finance has raised about $650 million through US dollar bonds as of yesterday. But this sharp downtick, what do you make of it?
So it has broken 100 EMA, which is a bit of a concern. And if it's not able to take out 176 highs of today, then it may remain on a selling pressure and can extend the selling pressure towards 160. So it's very important that it can take out the support. However, failing to do so, 160 on the lower end can get tested.
Okay, but it's Hero MotoCorp that's now driven to the top position as far as the Nifty movers are concerned, now 3% higher. This is following the earnings that the stock has been consistently moving higher. How do you see Hero Moto now, and what could be the next target, Sony, that you could recommend here?
So Hero Motors looking quite strong for the day. 4650 holds a good support as long as the support is getting held. So I think it can head towards 4880, 4900.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to be an auto day. What we'll do is we'll take a brief detour into the markets first. It's a very strong start. Advanced decline ratios are firmly in favor of bulls. At this point of time, about 1100 shares in the green, just 443 in the red. The Nifty Auto Index is 1% higher, 22,712. And as Sakshi pointed out, Hero Motors is the top draw at this point of time. Strong move coming in TVS Motors as well, 4% higher. This needs to be checked because now earnings are out and the tailwind is behind TVS Motors. Very quickly to you, Sony, what would you suggest? This is a beautiful swing trade in the making as far as TVS Motors is concerned. 2092 and about 4% higher. What do you say?
Stock has a resistance of 2100 for the day. If it's not able to cross, you may see it giving up the gains. I think very important just to wait for the levels of 2100, 2105 to be crossed for them.
Okay, I'll also request the PCR to keep the 2100 TVS Motors call ready. Unfortunately for us, it's already shot up to about 73, 74 rupees. But we will keep this in mind. This is going to be a swing trade in the making. So if this cools down a bit, it's already at about 74, 75 rupees. We'll keep an eye out on this. And also the 4800 Hero Motor call. Let me just see how much that is doing. At the moment, 4850 is trading at 122 rupees. A fairly strong show coming in. But we'll keep both these calls in mind on the option side and wait for a cool down to happen. Fairly strong moves coming in early trades. The auto index has now taken over the Nifty PSU banking index as the top traded draw, 1.4% higher. Let's make another interesting observation. So far in Nifty 500, it's only Schaeffler and SW Solar that have hit all-time highs. As far as 52-week highs are concerned, it's only these two. Let's look at volume buzzers at this point of time. SKF, now this is really interesting, and auto ancillary, fairly high ticket size, 9% higher. SKF India for you, Sony, what would you do? 49.68.
The stock has given a breakout above 4820, 48 levels, but then it's already tested the high of 5100 and then just given up its gains. I think it's very important that the stock can be just wait for the dip and can buy it on a dip around 4850, 4800 can be seen the dip, because that is where the support is. So it's closer to the support, the better it is. That could be the range currently from 4850 to 5100.
Okay, let's welcome our other guest also in the conversation. Rajesh Palbia now joins in. He's the head of technicals and derivatives research at Axis Securities. Warm welcome to you, Rajesh. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Your sense of the markets as far as the key stocks are concerned, where are you keeping your focus? Is auto on your top radar too?
Good morning, Sakshi. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, definitely the auto is on radar, and most of the auto stocks are showing good traction in terms of buying Hero Motor, and M&M, these two stocks, even TVS Motor, all these three stocks are looking very promising. The way stock has attracted the buying interest, we believe auto space can continue furthermore upside from here onward, and possible rally can extend. Even Ashok Leyland is also looking promising. The way stock is now again approaching to 200 kind of level. We believe that the way stock has managed to give breakout on weekly as well as on the monthly chart, we expect that Ashok moment can also join this upward rally, and the possible target for Ashok Leyland we can see towards 210 to 215 also. So that stock is also on our radar. Hero Motor, yes, on our top priority, and the way stock has given a breakout, we expect this rally can extend, and possible rally can extend to its all-time high trajectory, and possible target in the near term we can expect towards 4900 also. So those who have already bought Hero Motor can hold on the position, trail stop loss towards 4760 to hold the position in Hero Motor also.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at two sets of stocks. Sakshi, if you remember, Vineet Bojlinkar was with us last week, and he had mentioned the bearing space looks exciting. We've discussed SKF post earnings. Let's look at Timken India. Now 40% of Timken India's revenue comes from the railway sector, which in any case is booming, and Timken probably has the ability to now take out its all-time high. Good morning to you, Rajesh ji. Very warm welcome. Bearings on the roll. What about Timken India?
So it's a V-shaped recovery on weekly chart, LG, and the way stock has shown buying interest in last couple of weeks, that clearly shows that this stock is heading to its all-time high trajectory. The way stock managed to give breakout of its previous swing high of January 2024, we believe that now if stocks continues to hold about 34.40, 34.30 kind of level, then this really can extend, and possible short-term target we can see towards 35.50 to 3600 also. So Timken is looking very promising. The way stock managed to give breakout on a weekly chart, that is giving us confidence that this really can extend. So those who have already bought the stock at lower level, or if you want to buy at current level also, they can buy and keep stop loss of 3400, upside target 3550, 3600.
Fair point. Fairly strong moves coming in on TVS Motors and Hero Motors, ladies and gentlemen. You caught them first on market today. What else is interesting? Sakshi, there's no stopping Kotak Bank. I now don't want to show the 1620 call. It's any case now in the money. If there's anything of interest, we should now be looking at the 1660 call on Kotak. Let's see how that is doing. Remember, 1620 was caught at 42 rupees. 1620 is now 60 bucks. 1670 call on Kotak is now at 29 rupees. We'll keep an eye out on this one. Rajesh ji, coming to you, your view on Kotak underlying.
So we have seen a significant cut in Kotak Bank in recent past. Now stock is in recovery mode. The way stock has recovered in last couple of trading session, that is showing us, some sign of, value buying is emerging in this stock. The way stock is holding now above 1620, 1630 mark, we believe that, till these levels are intact on the downside, possible pullback can extend, and that can extend towards 1690 to 1710. That's the immediate challenging level for the stock on the higher side. So I think those who have already bought the stock at lower price can hold on the position. 1630 should be your stop loss, trailing stop loss. 1690, 1710 is the possible target where we can see for Kotak.
Okay. The one stock that I had mentioned yesterday, it shot up 7% after the earnings. It's IGL, and today again it's the second day in a row that it's up by 3.5% among the top movers in the FNO space. Soni, can you tell us, looking at the charts of IGL, where is the stock headed now?
Okay, so the intraday basis, there's a resistance of 470. If it's able to cross those levels, you can see it heading higher towards 485, 488 for the day. Immediate support is quite strong around 450, 445. As long as the support is getting defended, it can definitely attempt to at least break the resistance and head towards the 485 odd levels. That remains a crucial point, because if it's able to break above that, then you can see a fresh set of rally towards 500 plus levels. However, it is very paramount that the 450, 445 support gets defended, and any sort of volatility the market can see today.
Okay. Rajesh, are you also looking at positively in the entire space of the gas and the oil and gas space, which has been also on the bus? Today, of course, we'll also keep an eye out on HPCL and BPCL earnings, and of course bonus announcement. And ahead of this, we've been seeing both of these stocks rally in trade. How would you look at these two stocks, HPCL and BPCL? Today, they are showing some kind of profit booking.
So basically, if we analyze the longer term setup for oil and gas space, that is in bullish trajectory. Some profit taking was there in line with the market correction. I think again, most of the stocks are now showing recovery from their recent low. The way stock has, again bounced back from the important support area, HPCL, BPCL, even GAIL, ONGC in the cash segment. If we look at the Oil India, these all the stocks are looking very promising. And we believe that till this market texture is intact on the bullish side, this sector may continue to perform on the higher side, and we can see good rally in all this stock. Yes, we very much like the stock from oil marketing company. BPCL is our preferred choice at this moment. The way stock is holding above 600, 590 zone, that's the important level for the stock on the near-term structure. Till these levels are intact, I think the near-term trend is likely to continue on the bullish side. And once the stock manages to take out above 630, 640 zone, then these really can extend to 700 plus kind of level also for BPCL. So I think buy and accumulate should be your strategy for BPCL. Hold your position. 590 should be your stop loss. Even on the, as I mentioned, that the oil India is also looking promising, and the way stock has consolidating in very narrow price range in last couple of trading session. We believe that if one can buy this stock for positional perspective, I think there could be a good amount of really we can see going forward, and possible target towards 700 to 730 we can see for oil India also. Stock is looking bullish. Stock is holding above all its long-term, short-term moving averages, and stock is consolidating since last couple of week at a higher band of that rally. So we are holding bullish view for oil India. Keep your stop loss at 605. Target is 700, 730.
Okay, a lot of swing trades are in their making. Let's again look at TVS Motors. We'll focus on the option calls of TVS Motors for two reasons. One, there is an operational tailwind after very strong set of earnings, and two, there is a swing, which essentially means that after a decent correction, the stock has started moving up. Let's look at the 2120 call, the one that we had just marked. It's now raring to go higher. We are now at somewhere like 74.75, and the counter is has an all-time high as far as this call is concerned at 82.31. The entire auto pack on the move, Rajesh. Any view that you would hold on this one, 2120 or 2100 option call on TVS Motors?
So, Saiji, yes, one should hold on. The way auto space is showing the traction, and the way auto index is in bullish trajectory, we believe that most of the auto stocks are again ready to regain their all-time high trajectory. TVS Motor again after a brief correction, this is the third consecutive week where we are seeing good amount of buying interest in the stock. And the way stock is now trading about 2100, yes, one can hold on the 2100 call option. Those who have already bought after the opening, I think there we can see a target towards 130 to 140 also, because the way stock is showing the strength on the technical ground, we expect that TVS Motor can continue its rally towards 2160 to 2170 also. So possible target for this call option of 2100 is we can expect around 130 to 140. Keep your now trailing stop loss towards 75 to hold position.
Okay.
Fair point. That's a strong one coming in. Sakshi, and the entire auto space is now buzzing. Maruti days high, 1% higher. Bajaj Auto has also started to move. 9,000 for you now, 2.16% higher. And of course, we've discussed TVS, Hero Motors, and of course, our dear friend in this particular space, Tata Motors. Yours. Yes.
Right. Well, on that note, Sony, we'd like to thank you at this point in time for being with us on the show and sharing all those wonderful insights on the show. Meanwhile, we'll continue our discussion with Rajesh at this point in time, and we are also going to get you an insight into the aviation space as to what is really happening. You must have heard and read about Air India Express and the crisis there of crew members going on mass leave. And thereafter, Air India Express is taking some stern actions on that front as well. So we will be getting you some details on that front. So stand by for that. Also, we will be joining with our reporter on the ground who's been checking on what is the latest development. All right, I think Karishma Sudani is with us. Karishma, hi, good morning. Of course, this important development has led to a lot of confusion as to what is really happening. We saw some marquee names really coming out on the social media talking about how harrowing experience was it for them yesterday when the flights were cancelled and disruptions happened when the crew members had suddenly gone on mass leave. Now we hear that there is some stern action that Air India Express has really taken against the crew members who went on mass leave. What can you tell us?
It's an unexpected action. In fact, it's harsh, we say, in the industry because we've been noticing these issues across the sector in the past few months. And this is the second company under Tata's where there is a cabin crew fiasco that we have noticed. But what definitely upsets is the fact that the management has taken an action. Now, it's a lopsided view on in a way that the airline had to do what they had to do. But the bigger problem and the existing problem is because of the merger. Now, the merger of 4 airlines under Tata's group has evoked a lot of issues with the way the employees are being treated per their company that they are coming from. For example, the current issue that stands is because of differences between AIX, which is Air India Express, and AIC, which is Air India Connect, earlier known as Air Asia. Now, the airline had to cancel close to about its 91 flights since yesterday until today. They had to delay their 110 flights. Surprisingly, they fly about close to 230 flights per day. And almost, if you try and join the numbers, you see that most of their flights are now non-functional or not working according to the schedule. Close to about 200 cabin crew reported being sick, and about, as per sources to Business Today Television, 22 to 25 of them have been issued their termination notices. What goes next is that the CEO of AIX, which is Air India Express, will hold a meeting with the cabin crew and employees today evening to try and address the issues. One big issue that the employees have conveyed is that there is a preferential treatment that is being given to the employees of AIC, that is Air India Connect, former Air Asia employees. So they demand for equality. And if you see, this was the same issue that was coming in from Vistara employees in comparison to how Air India employees were being treated.
Right. So what next, Karishma? After this, what do we hear? Of course, the flights are cancelled today. We've been hearing that the company has already come out with, for the customers as per, as far as concerned, they will be getting refunded of any of the flights that they had booked or maybe rescheduled. But if all the flights are getting cancelled, how can they even offer rescheduling on that front as well? So what about the customers?
Well, it's sad and a wait and watch situation because there is nothing that can be done. In fact, I would like to draw an analogy with the way this situation was taken care by Tata's when it comes to Vistara, is that reschedulement was offered. But when it comes to AIX, unfortunately, we have seen instances of passengers walking out of airports, in fact, senior citizens walking out of airports without any support, trying to find their ground, trying to find a place to stay, because most of these passengers were taking a connecting flight from Delhi. It's a wait and watch situation on what happens, but I think today's meeting, like I mentioned to you, Sakshi, earlier, will be instrumental in trying and finding a way and getting back operations. Sources do hint us that it will take about 7 to 8 days for operations to come back to normalcy.
7 to 8 days of more pain to be in the offing. All right, Karishma, thank you for that update, and do keep a keen eye on that meeting, and we will continue to understand and take more insights from you on the development as to how it goes forward from here. Let's go back to our discussion with Rajesh Palvia now. Rajesh, clearly it remains interglobe aviation or nothing in the aviation space.
So I think, Sakshi, if you look at the overall structure for Interglobe Aviation Indigo, that's in bullish trajectory, and the way stock is holding the ground at near to all-time high trajectory, we believe that this stock can continue further more upside as overall structure for Indigo is on the bullish side. I think if stock manages to cross above 4160, 4180 kind of zone, then possible target in the short period of time we can see towards 4300 to 4400 also. So very strong, buying interest has taken place in the Indigo, and the way derivative data is also supporting from Indigo. We are holding bullish view at this moment, and our stop loss to hold the long position is now at 4040. Upside target we are projecting towards 4250 to 4300.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the first about 25 minutes of trade has happened. Nifty, because it's the weekly expiry, nothing much is expected. Flat as flat can be, 62 points lower. The Nifty IT index is showing signs of profit booking. Remember, this had surged sharply 2 days ago and is still around the 200 DMA. What is moving today, of course, is the entire auto pack, boosted by very strong set of earnings coming in by TVS Motors. I'll give you some very interesting data on how in the first 20-25 minutes of trade, volumes have already shot up. Okay, TVS Motors, we've discussed all technical parts. I'm just saying the tailwind is very strong. This is going to run for the next 2 or 3 days most probably. You have 1.86 times the 5-day average already done, about 18.6 lakh shares. Hero Motors counters up 6%, already 1.55 times the average has been done. There is going to be a very strong move coming into Eicher Motors and M&M. Rajesh ji, let's get your view on Eicher. 2% higher, 46.85. What are the charts telling you?
So strong momentum is taking place in the stock, and the way stock is now breaking out, it's a very narrow consolidation range of almost 7-8 days. That clearly shows that now this really can extend, and the way stock is holding the ground at a higher level, we expect this really can extend to 4750, 4800. As whole automobile space is attracting good buying interest. I think Eicher is a buy with stop loss of 46.45. Upside target 4750, 4800 could be there in Eicher Motor in next couple of trading session.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Eicher Motors. Let's look at some other sectors that are moving at this point of time within the broader markets, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from auto and PSU banks, the other sector that is on the move is the defense play, and that is primarily on account of very strong commentary that has come in from Bharat Forge. So the entire set is in the green. We have HAL 1.6% higher, BEL 1.3% higher, the three shipping giants Mazgaon, Garden Reach, as also BDL and BEML in the green. Rajesh ji, coming to you, what would be your most preferred pick in the defense space?
I think for trading perspective, I think I would go with BL. Safety of margin is there. The way stock is showing traction in the buying side on the weekly chart as well as on the daily chart, we believe that here the awaited correction is already done, and I think the again stock may continue its upward journey. So 230 is the stop loss to buy BL, and possible target for this series we are projecting towards 155 to 160, 255 to 260. So I think BL is looking promising. Most of the defense stocks are clearly in uptrend. Though we have bullish view on HL as well as Bharat Forge, BDL, all these stocks are looking promising, and I think HL is also one can look to buy. Here also you may get a good amount of rally in coming trading session towards 4050 to 4100 kind of zone. So that stock you can buy with stop loss of 38.70. So HL is also looking promising.
Okay, so that's as far as the defense names are also concerned. But anything in the IT pack that looks positive to you? We are seeing some uptick come back into large cap IT names. Even today, HCL Tech, Infosys, they're showing some signs of recovery again. Anything do you spot here that could be tracked?
I think Still, if we analyze the overall structure, still we believe that some more consolidation is likely to be there. We can see some support buying action, but still it's very difficult to trade in this stock as the sector behavior is still in the negative side. So we may witness some minor pullback action, but again, it's very difficult to trade. So I think we will avoid at this juncture. But those who wants to buy for positional perspective, I think TCS, where we are keeping eye, I think that stock is looking promising because if we analyze the long-term structure for TCS, that is on the bullish side. Yes, due to sector pressure, some profit taking is happening at a higher level. But again, if you get any opportunity to buy TCS towards 38.50, 38.60, that's the again attractive level to re-enter in this stock where you can get some possibility to make some profit on a short term investment because overall structure is bullish, and once the market start recovering, I think TCS may also contribute some upward momentum, and possible target 4050 to 4100 we can see in TCS. Keep your stop loss at around 2860.
Okay. Titan, how do you look at this one, Rajesh? I can look at 1.1% of an up move that's coming in and springing back into action. This is after the company had reported its recent numbers, but not very enthusiastic numbers thereof. We did also see some brokerage houses reports giving some downgrades, but the stock is higher in trade.
We have seen a significant corrective move in Titan, and the way stock is now slipped below to 200-day moving average. Yes, some recovery is taking place from its reversal trajectory. Yes, there could be a chances that in pullback 33.20, 33.50 could be achieved by the stock on the in this pullback. But again, I think we will avoid at this moment until the stock not again regain above 33.75, 3400 kind of zone on a closing basis. I think for trading perspective, we will avoid Titan at this moment. For near-term structure is looking little weak at this juncture.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, what we'll do is, for the moment, we'll show you the 3300 call for Titan expiring May 30th. Let's see what the price is at the moment. This is, I think, trading at somewhere like just a moment 73 rupees. It's already shot up fairly smartly in early trades. In the morning it was at about 68 rupees, now at 84. Let's wait for this to sort of calm down, but the only point worth mentioning is that this was at somewhere like 292 rupees on 3rd of May. So it's a swing trade in the making, and let us see how it goes. But keep in mind the 1660 call on Kotak, the 1300 call on Titan, and of course we are watching both TVS Motors and Hero Motors for you as far as the broad markets are concerned. Now Tata Motors is on its way up. It's become I think between Sakshi, Rajesh ji, Sony and I, we've checked every possible two-wheeler and four-wheeler. Rajesh ji started with Ashok Leyland, and if I remember correctly, about 2 weeks ago, he had also given a very strong call on Ashok Leyland. But Tata Motors for you, Rajesh ji, bilkul absolutely sideways for a period of about let us say March 5th to 5th May. What chances that we'll have a major breakout?
Some breather is happening in breather action is happening in the Tata Motor, but the overall structure is bullish. Yes, there could be a possibility that in this rally, yes, there is a high possibility that stock may able to give breakout of its consolidation range, and once stock manages to take out above 1055, then this rally can extend to 1120 to 1140 level also. So I think those who have already bought can hold down the position. Overall structure is bullish. Stock is holding the ground above its near-term, short-term moving averages. Your stop loss should be placed at around 980 to hold the position. Once stock crosses above 1045, 1050, you can add aggressively for trading point of view also, and then you can ride the rally towards 1100 to 1120 in short period of time. So Tata Motor is also looking promising.
Okay, within the NSE 500, it's Mahindra and Mahindra. I'm talking about record highs. So from the auto space or the auto ancillary space, we have Mahindra and Mahindra, Eicher Motors and Schaeffler at record highs. And of course, we have Vijaya Diagnostics. I think this is 4.5% higher, 709. No stopping TVS Motors, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just see what is the call. The TVS call that we were seeing was for 2120. Now breathing fire. This is really showing strength now at 77, 79 rupees. Keep an eye out on this one. Also look at an independent view from your financial advisor. Remember, options are a very, very dangerous instrument, but Business Today specializes in catching momentum for you on these ones. Sakshi, what are you watching?
It's of course auto all the way, Shail, but there are some upticks can be seen on some of the banking names as well, like Bandhan Bank is also coming up in trade after Bank of Baroda we were seeing. So in the FNO space, I can see that Bandhan Bank is showing an uptick of about 1.5% 2% now. Is it looking positive on the charts? So Rajesh, could you tell us what is your view on this one?
So Sakshi, trend is still on the bearish side, but yes, some recovery is taking place. Though stock is trading below to its important short-term moving averages. So I think some recovery may happen, but still it will attract supply pressure on the higher side. 190 is the stiff resistance for the stock on the higher side. So I think until unless the large cap banking stocks or Bank Nifty not able to give breakout of its immediate call base concentration area, I think these bank will struggle to recover. So 190, 195 is the key challenging level on the higher side for Bandhan Bank. So I think until this stock not crosses those level, there would be a very narrow price range for the stock at this juncture. Some more consolidation is likely to be there in the stock price in narrow price range.
Okay, understood. How about Chambal fertilizers from the fertilizer and chemical pack? I constantly checked this over the last two trading sessions as well. Chemical space which has been showing a bounce. Where exactly are you positive in this space, and what would your view be on Chambal fertilizers? 1.8% higher right now at 412.
Yeah, so yes, Chambal, we are having a bullish view, and the way stock is moving up in last couple of trading session, I think that really can extend, and possible upside target for Chambal we could see towards 424 to 428 kind of zone in this continuation of this up move. So Chambal one can look to buy at this juncture. Keep your stop loss at around 402. I think most of the chemical space is still in larger. If we analyze the most of the chemical space is still consolidating, and still on a trading near to their major supply zone. Deepak Nitrite one can look at the current juncture. Though stock has attempted to cross its previous swing high, but again on the high side, some supply pressure was there in the stock. But the way stock is placed on a weekly as well as on the daily chart, we believe that once this stock manages to give breakout or close on a closing basis about 25, 20, 25, 30 kind of zone, then yes, there could be a short covering action in Deepak Nitride, and then possible really can extend to 2650, 2700. So this stock is also looking promising, but I think we are waiting for breakout about 2520 on a closing basis. Then we can initiate a long position in Deepak Nitride, upside target 2600 to 2650.
Okay, we have just about 7 minutes left in which we wrap up this program. The positives, of course, across the board have been, ladies and gentlemen, the entire auto pack. As far as the index is concerned, even now it's the top gainer as far as the auto index is concerned. Now 2% higher at 22,926. Remember, we started tracking it at 22,700. Just wanting to check one particular thing as far as Nifty auto index is concerned. Okay, it's a record high, needless to mention. Now what else is moving? All I see is auto. and maybe a stock called Campus Footwear, that after having a very challenging time, the stock is now moving towards its 200-day DMA. We'll just refrain from taking a view on this one, but Titan all the way, ladies and gentlemen. The 3300 call is what you need to keep in mind as far as this particular stock is concerned. Now you have another Tata Group stock moving up in trade, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most aggressive ones, Trent. This is the fashion retailer, now moving after 4 days of rest. Rajesh ji, any view on Trent 45.45?
So very strong uptrend for the stock, and there is no stoppage for the stock. The way stock is holding the ground at a higher level, we believe that this rally can extend further. It's very difficult to find out where the stock will stop. There could be a possible chances that this stock can extend its up move towards 4,800 or even 5,000 level also. Because if we analyze the structure, the series of higher top, higher bottom formation is taking place on a daily, weekly time frame. That clearly shows that there is a huge buying interest in the stock. Whatever minor dips which we are getting in the volatile market, this stock is attracting again and again buying interest on its minor dip. So I think those who are already bought can hold on the position, keep trailing stop loss now at 44.20, upside target 46.50, even 4700 in the short period of time also.
Okay, fair point of time. Sakshi, I think one of the all-time favorites, actually one of the most pilloried stocks in our short history of the markets is Paytm. I don't remember the last time we started checking it, but somehow it's come on my radar now. It's recouping from a lowest level since 16th of February when the pain had started. I'm not taking a view on it at all, but just bringing it to the attention of the viewers, and you can carry on with M&M record high, 3.5% higher, 2270.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye out on this one, 332 right now on this. Apart from this, Rajesh, I wanted to take a view on Pidilite also from you. We did see the numbers come about, and after that, of course, there were brokerage houses sharp downticks, target prices being slashed to even 2200. We did discuss from our fundamental expert Gaurang Shah the other day when the results came out, and he did say that even if it were to slash down to that sharply, it will give a great opportunity for long-term investors to buy into the story. We did speak to the management as well, who is confident of maintaining its 20 to 24% double-digit growth on the volumes front, as well as margins as well going forward from here. And remember, the company is also now going to be looking at the fairly nascent businesses like NBFC and paints also, so expanding its horizon. Technically speaking, how are you looking at Pidilite?
I think structure is on the bullish side. Yes, some corrective move is taking place in the stock. I think those who wants to buy this stock for your positional perspective or for investment perspective, again, yes, this decline will give you again, opportunity to re-enter in the stock at lower prices. I think on the downside, 2800 is a important support area for near term as well as for the short term structure. Till stock is holding the ground about 2800 on a closing basis, I think buy on dip should be your strategy. Keep your stop loss at around 2760. And the way stock is looking on the weekly chart, the stock is moving in upsloping channel. Even on the monthly chart, stock is holding the ground at higher level. I think it's a wealth creator stock. If we analyze the longer term chart structure, it's created a wealth for investor. So this dip should be used as a buying opportunity. 2800 is an important level to buy the stock. On the higher side, I think once stock crosses about 2940, this really can extend to 3200 also. So Pidilite is looking attractive, and this dips to again buy and accumulate.
Viewers, we are just about to end our show, the morning edition of Market Today. As we look at the top 5 movers on the Nifty, all 5 are the auto names. So it's clearly the auto day. Hero Moto M&M, Bajaj Auto, Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, and even the sixth name is Eicher Motors. So it's a clear auto day that's panning out to be. Take one view, Rajesh, from you, and that's on SBI right ahead of earnings. How would you really look at the stock?
So Sakshi, our long-term view for SBI is on the bullish side. Though some pressure was there in most of the PSU bank in last couple of trading session, but still the way SBI is holding the ground above 780, 790 zone, our view is still on the bullish side for the short-term perspective also. So I think it's this dips and volatility is again giving you opportunity to buy these quality stocks. So SBI is buy. Even if it's declined towards to 805, 800 kind of level, it's again attractive level to re-enter in the stock. 785 should be your positional stop loss to hold the position, and the possible target on the higher side we can see towards 865, 880 kind of zone.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, SBI's earnings will be coming during market hours, somewhere like 2 p.m. Remain glued to business today. Although earnings are likely to be muted, but given the strength of the stock, it is possible that you might see the stock moving in an upward trajectory after earnings are declared, or maybe in a day or two. For the moment now, the weekly expiry of the Nifty is not going down well with the main index. 22,222. This is the Nelson number. Now down 80 points. A green tick on the Nifty Bank. The Nifty IT index in a bit of pain, 0.5% lower, and the Nifty 500 is also a bit in the red. Somewhere at about 945, the advances fell below declines. It essentially means that selling pressure in the markets is increasing. Apart from the auto space, there is really nothing much to talk about. So record highs on M&M, Escorts and Eicher, and of course a very, very strong up move coming in the three auto stocks, TVS Motors post its earnings, Hero Motors, as also Bajaj Auto. So that's the broad structure that we have in mind today. I just want to point out India VIX 17.52. This is 0.44 higher. In terms of percentage, I'll have to check, but this is a very, very painful thing to look at. Personally, I am looking at India VIX to hit 21, 22 in the coming days as the election fever keeps on rising in the markets, and that probably, ladies and gentlemen, is a worrisome factor for local bulls. Sakshi.
All right, viewers, many thanks, Rajesh, for being with us on this very special edition and helping us navigate through the markets and the strategies you've shared with us on across the auto names, as well as more sectors and stocks that we can keep an eye out on. Viewers, we'll wrap it up at that, the morning edition of Market Today, but do stay tuned onto Business Today television as we continue to get you the earnings conversations all through the day, and of course daily calls that will be up on at 12 noon. And this is the show where we answer your stock specific queries as well with the top market experts. So don't miss logging on at that point of time. Many thanks for tuning in.
उन्होंने ऐसा कानून बनाया कि कर्नाटका में जितने भी मुसलमान हैं, बस मुसलमान होना चाहिए, उसको रातों रात ओबीसी घोषित कर दिया। अब इसी मॉडल को वो पूरे देश में लागू करना चाहते हैं। आप मुझे बताइए, क्या आप आपके आरक्षण पर डाका डालने देंगे? ये चोरी करने देंगे? क्या ये बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर की पीठ में छुरा भोंकने वाली बात है कि नहीं है? ये हमारे संविधान का अपमान है कि नहीं है?
आज देश के हर कोने में युवा, बेरोजगारी, महिलाएं, अत्याचार, दलित, आदिवासी